Hello, everyone. Come on in. Connect to the space, connect to your heart. Welcome the memory, the feeling of missing your loved ones. Welcome that into your presence, into your awareness. Welcome the reminiscing of them right now. My name is Flo, and I'm looking forward to connecting to your deceased loved ones for comfort, clarity, and the closure that you may need today. So this one will be connecting to your departed father, your deceased father. We're going to connect to him in this reading. I won't see your comments until after this reading had posted, but since this is a spiritual practice, I am trusting. So go ahead if you would like to drop your father's date of death or your father's name, anything that you feel led to leave in the comments. And I am trusting as well that that would influence this reading today so that you feel connected. Let's begin with a intention focus oracle crystal. Let's see. Go ahead and set your intention there. Draw from the crystal or send your energy to it. This one is scalicite. I think that's how you pronounce it. Scalicite. And the oracle says, dive into your dreams. Dive into your dreams. I'm going to put this one here to the side here as a way for you to ground yourself while you're in this space. And we're going to begin with the reading. Shuffling, thanking you. I want to thank you who are in my community. Some of you I'm getting to know because I would see your comment on multiple readings, and I appreciate you for engaging and connecting, for sharing your vulnerable memories and what's on your heart as you are connecting to the reading. So thank you. And if you are new to my channel, to my community, welcome. May you feel like this is a safe space for you to share your energy with for however long that resonates. So connecting to your deceased father now. What does he have for you today? What does he want to say? So the father that's coming through potentially have a Pisces placement in his chart, or his death date or death season was around Pisces, which is right around about, I believe it is the latter half of February and then the beginning part of March. Pisces. Also, it could be a significant time season between you and your father as a memory. It could also be that you have Pisces placement in your chart, sun, moon, or rising. What does your father want to say to you today? What your father is highlighting here is that you've been carrying a burden. You've been carrying a burden. It's been something that some of you do not feel safe and comfortable to share it even with your father. But now that your father is in the spirit, your father is everywhere is what he is saying. He is saying that I know, but I will not force you to not share it with anyone else or to not share it with me. Obviously, I am not there in the physical and human form, but this burden that you are carrying, it's weighing you heavily, and it is time to seek for help, to seek for advice, to share it with somebody that you feel that you can trust. Somebody that you feel that you can trust. Your Father is saying that I'm not going to tell you who to share it with, but I am going to inspire you to be led to share it with a loyal person, a loyal friend. And at times you may need to share with a stranger so that you can release some of the energy that is starting to overpower you and starting to weigh on you. Some of you as an identifier may have Sagittarius placement in your chart as well. So that is being highlighted to me. And potentially your father also may have Sagittarius placement, and Sagittarius season may be an intimate time for you, a significant time for you with your father. Your father is saying that though this burden that you're carrying is starting to really weigh heavily on you, and because you haven't been able to share it with anybody, it's getting to a place where you feel even more fearful to share it. Your father says that refreshing is coming to you and for you so that you can begin to release some of these energy that's starting to hide you and cover you up and make you feel that you cannot trust anybody, and make you feel like there is no community that will support you and help you and welcome you and honor you and respect you. To some of you, your father is pointing to the stranger may be seeking out a professional help, like a therapist or a counselor, someone that will be biased as you share, and you won't feel unsafe, and you won't feel like you're going to be judged. So your father is saying that, my daughter, it is time to seek for help. It is time to reach out for support. It is time to allow yourself to be seen, and it's time to rebuild trust again. Your father is saying that you've had experiences where you did not feel safe, and so that has caused you to even treat this current situation, the burden that you're carrying, to feel like you cannot trust anyone else. And your father is saying that healing is coming and release. The father that's coming through may have Taurus placement or Libra placement in his chart. It could also be his death date. It could also be you have Libra or Taurus placement in your chart, and that season could be a significant time to you and your father. That is who is coming through. I also have Aquarius coming through here. This one feels like a relationship to those of you who are in a relationship. And your father is wanting to speak about, it looks like some of you are going through some kind of betrayal. In a relationship, you're going through some kind of betrayal. It seems like it has something to do between spouses. So between spouses, whichever you are in your dynamic, I often speak and I feel often your father speaking to his daughter, but it could also be applicable to anyone else that is the other side of that dynamic. But it feels like your father is speaking to about a betrayal in your current relationship. This is not new to you. You are aware of this. And your father is speaking about this really has hurt you, and it's changing you a little bit. Slowly but surely, it's changing you a little bit. You're becoming bitter, and this bitterness is affecting other areas of your life. Your father is saying that daughter, you already are doing what you need to do in regards to this relationship, in regards to taking care of yourself, in regards to protecting you. And your father is saying, though healing and grief can go together, but they're not the same. And though grief, you cannot rush your grief, bitterness and anger sometimes are signs of grief. But your father is saying to take watch of the bitterness that is slowly but surely growing enormously in your heart. Your father is saying, I'm not going to force you to tell you to forgive, because certain behaviors humanly is unforgivable. It's overwhelming. And all you can think about and all you could desire after you experience a betrayal is hate, is anger, is how do you get it even with with that kind of action unto you from somebody that you love, from somebody that you trust. But your father is saying that feel your humanity, experience fullness what you are feeling. All I can ask of you right now is to take watch of how this bitterness is growing within your heart, that you would be conscious and aware, and you can make informed decisions, because it's in your heart. Sometimes it's difficult to see what is growing. So I just want to call out to you, daughter, that this is slowly but surely growing enormously, and to make a decision that if this is something that you want to continue to allow to grow in your heart. The father that's coming through have Leo placement in his chart. It may also be his death date, Leo season. And once again, Leo season could be a significant time, significant season for you and your father. Also, the father that's coming through is he passed away in his older age. He passed away and he had gray hair. He passed away, I'm seeing the number 91. So right around in the early 90s, potentially even late 80s, closer to the 90s. And your father is speaking about where you are currently investing in. To some of you, it's monetary. To some, it is the creative endeavor that you are exploring. To others, it is your work. To others, it is whatever it is that you are growing. To some of you, you have invested in a hobby, in in something, you're growing an actual tree and plant. And so your father is saying that to some of you, you are doing what you need to do to nurture your investment, to nurture it for long-term growth, for longevity. You are doing what you need to do. To some of you, your father is saying that when you are ready, my daughter, I'm sorry, but this one is not gonna bring you the return of investment that you are desiring, your ultimate desire. Some of you, you're investing in a relationship. So see what resonates and where you place, but wherever you are investing and to whomever you are investing your personal resources, time, energy, effort, mental capacity, emotional depth, your physical strength. Your father has different messages here. To some of you, your father is saying that you're doing what you need to do to nurture this. You are in the right place. You are taking ground and growing your roots here. To some of you, your father is saying, when you're ready, daughter, this one is not going to bring you the return of investment that you ultimately desire. So your father is not quite saying that to give up, but it's time to adjust your desire, your thinking, your ultimate goal about this current investment that you have, so that you are not setting yourself up for the kind of disappointment that could get you depressed. That could get you depressed. I'm hearing the word make lemons. Make lemonades out of lemons, or something like that. Make lemonades out of lemons. So some of you are in an experience where it doesn't feel sweet. It feels sour. So your father is saying, what can you make with that experience? Grief. There's a lot of grief here. So I'm hearing your father saying, grief, continue to not rush grief. But after that, what do you do? What would you like to do? Your father is saying that not to force yourself to think positively, not to force yourself to be happy. If truly you feel disappointed, you feel like you put in time, you believe, and for what? To no return. So your father is saying that better days are coming and up ahead, but right now in this current moment where you're feeling like sour and you're feeling like you've wasted some of your investment, what can you do with that? After grief, what can you do with that? I had to take a sip of water. Just clear my throat here. So some of you, there is a father here who has Gemini placement in his chart. Gemini could also be his death date, and it could be Gemini season is a significant time for you and your father. I'm hearing be careful. I'm hearing be careful. Be careful with certain mentality and mindset regarding a situation that can feel like it's the right way of thinking and processing and perception and decision that is opening the world to you, or opening, some of you have a particular experience that you are desiring, that you are wanting, and so you're thinking in such a way about this experience and situation, and it feels like it is what's going to bring you your ultimate desire and goal. But your Father is saying, be careful with that kind of thinking and mindset. He's saying that if you continue on with this kind of thinking, indeed, you may experience your ultimate desire, but once you are there at your destination, your Father is saying that this can cause you to remain in some kind of illusion. Some of you this kind of thinking feels like a fantasy. This kind of thinking feels like a fantasy, and it feels good in the moment, but your Father is saying that you are not. It's removing you from being present. It's removing you from being present, and it's taking you somewhere that is, it seems like this kind of thinking is causing you to escape truly what is happening and what is going. So escaping your true emotions. So, okay, so I'm being shown more now, like this kind of thinking feels like addictive. You're pursuing something that feels addictive to you. You're having a lot of dopamine release, and it's causing you to pursue and pursue and pursue. But at the end of this pursuit, there's really no substance there. And it's going to cause you to be even more addictive to what it is that you are doing and how you are thinking. So as I continue to hear thinking, some of you, you're thinking negatively about something. And though the negative thinking, it doesn't feel good, you're not happy. But in some way, because you're continually doing it, you are getting some kind of reward, like your brain is releasing chemicals that's allowing you to continue to think in such a way. To some of you, again, it is this fantasy that it almost feels like you're believing blindly without putting the actual work that you need to get you to that final destination. So ultimately, your Father is wanting to tell you to be careful in the meditation, what you ponder on, what you are believing, how you are believing you are going to get to your destination, because once you get there, you're going to come to a realization that it feels like a dream, and it feels like a fantasy and not a reality. I have a Father coming through that has Scorpio placement in his chart, as well as to some of you, it is your Father's birth date around Scorpio season. And Scorpio season, to some of you, is a significant time between you and your Father. Your Father is speaking about, to some of you who have been grieving so long, about his passing and about his death, about you are grieving about those times that are not there anymore, or those times that are only in your memory now, but it's not something you can re-experience on the physical form because your Father had passed. Your Father is saying that healing is coming speedily for you. It almost feels like when you go to sleep, to some of you, it is this evening, depending on when you're hearing this, that when you go to sleep, when you wake up, you're gonna feel like a new, evolved, refreshed person, is what your Father is saying. To some of you, the truth and revelation that you are seeking about your Father's death, as well as anything that has to do with, some of you are having a hard time coming to peace that death is part of life and the journey of a human soul here on the earth, that you are born and you do die. So some of you are gonna receive that revelation that's gonna help you with grief, that's gonna help you with grieving and come to peace with death, is what I'm hearing your Father saying. I'm hearing that your Father is saying that the new you is arising. Be ready, my daughter. The new you is arising. You're not even going to recognize who you are becoming and who you have become. I have a Father with Capricorn and Taurus placement coming through in his chart. It could also be your birthday, or it could be your Father's death date, as well as a significant time between you and your Father. Scorpio as well is coming through. This one, your Father is talking about those of you in your career. You're thinking about a career move. You're ready. You're ready to. You've been reflecting on. It sounds like to those of you who are in the latter part of your life, so right around in your 40s, 50s, maybe even 60s, and you're thinking about a place where you would be investing the latter part of your life in regards to work, in regards to how you are receiving income. And your Father is saying that if you feel safe to remain where you are, if there's opportunities there, as well as if you see remaining there as going to be supportive to your time of retirement and you actually feeling financially supported for the latter part of your time, your Father is saying that do that. There's no need to make quick move, be rushing in your move. But if your Father is saying that if this doesn't feel like where you want to remain and do to invest the latter part of your time when it comes to your career and work, if this doesn't feel like you're fulfilled or rewarded or satisfied in any way, your Father's saying it's not too late. It's not too late. But your Father is saying don't just move from one place to the other. Make sure that you research, you investigate, and practice patience in the meantime as you are waiting. But there are opportunities that is coming. There are opportunities that is out there already for you. So your Father is saying that it is unfortunately not magic, daughter. You're gonna have to do the practical part of filling out your resume, applying, reaching out, and doing the natural deeds to get to your ultimate goal and desire. But your Father is saying that you are feeling this satisfaction right now. To some of you, it's because you feel like you have not really explored what you're passionate about. And to some of you, your Father is saying that you are starting to value comfort, security. These are all important to you. And as you are living your latter days, you want to feel happy and fulfilled as it regards to career and as regards to your financial gain and status. So your father is saying that you will be protected. You are going, your future, your latter days, it's gonna feel safe. If your worry is security, you're gonna feel secure. It's not magic, once again, but you have the ability, skills, the stamina to take care of you, first of all, and take care of the things that you need to take care of in regards to you. Let's go ahead and pull some oracle for you to ground you after the reading, for meditation, balance, and energy balancing. Two is coming up, so we'll do that. The rattle, number 43, the rattle. This is the shaman oracle. Thunder, number 56, thunder. This is the Queen of the Moon oracle. Action, waxing gibbons, number 45. I apologize. We'll release 45. Some of you need to hear that as a connection point. Number 15, action. Queen of the Moon oracle. Let's pull another one. Fruition. Harvest Moon, number 37, fruition. This is wisdom of the oracle. This one. Go create, number 40. Go create. This is the Sacred Destiny oracle. Stillness. Let's pull another one. Going forward. A balancing chakra oracle card. Balance. I love that. Number 6. Balance. And this is your base or your root chakra. Let's find your happy oracle. The only approval I need is my own. Wow, this one also is number 6. So balance is here. That is amazing. I think that's number 6. Yeah, 6. Let's seal this reading with love, with devotion, loyalty, and assurance. For the connection line is never broken.